Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for hard difficulty of Lone Gaze, both free to play and pay to win options after all the testing which has been done today so far. So I'm going to lead it off by showing you guys what are going to be the more free to play friendly versions. So this team by Vortex I think is a good option. If you have Reinier at Mythic Plus, I would recommend this team. I think at lower resonating levels it is doing pretty well. And we can go ahead and do one run of this team to check what score we can get at the current level we're at. And the cool thing is we've now reached the Dream Realm level cap, or like of course the spender players have reached the Dream Realm level cap. And what I'm hoping is going to happen is that eventually even the free-to-play players will catch up to the level cap, because usually that is what happens towards this point of the season before we make it into endless bosses, and then your level will become uncapped again up to level 800. But yeah, okay, so Lone Gaze. The key about Lone Gaze is you're going to want to usually use Coco and Mikola together, because Mikola will heal your team, Coco will keep your team alive with the damage reduction, and also if she's at Mythic Plus, the shield can help you. But there you saw Reinier did die towards the end, but thankfully the rest of my team members all survived up until Coco dying, and then you wipe around 11 seconds left. But this got like for this level it did a really good score, but people have been getting good scores even at lower resonating levels, so this is a good team option that you can definitely try. Odie and Sonya both do a lot of damage, and the Sanctum spell will help your survival as well. So if you have Reinier at Mythic Plus, I do recommend that team, and we're going to now move on to the next team. So if you don't have maybe Reinier at Mythic Plus, there are some Shakir teams which are also doing really well, and there's a Kruger team as well. So I'm going to begin by showing you the Kruger team because I think this is a really good option. With the overcharge spell on the Coco in the back, Sonya buffing up Mikola and Shakir, and Kruger up in the front. It's crazy that this team is actually going to have any damage because there are not really any dedicated damage dealers in this team. But the thing is, you're going to have Shakir with all of your grouped up allies, all receiving the enhanced attack buff, because the more allies he's buffing, the more the value of his attack buff actually is. And so all of them are going to be getting that. And Sonya deals pretty good damage, and Mikola's also Combat Fury is going to apply to all of your melee allies, dealing more damage, and Kruger's debuff is going to increase your physical damage as well. So this is a really good team. I think this is a great option if you have these heroes. It is using Sonya. A lot of the top teams will be using Sonya because she is a really important hero to have. But if you don't have Sonya, I would try replacing her with Thorin in a team, for example, or like you can replace for Shakir, but in this team specifically we already have Shakir. So this got a really good score. Everyone does die towards the end. There's not really anything you can do about that, and that is going to be an upgrade compared to the previous team that we showed you, Vortex's team. But that was a really good option as well. Okay, now another no Reinier team option is going to be from Cheeks. Now actually the person who came up with this team comp is Crocy, but I think they were running a different artifact last time it was around, and now with overcharge spell it is better. And this team is very similar to the previous team, but it has Odie as a dedicated damage dealer rather than Kruger, and so you can see which one of these two do better for you. Everyone has overcharge spell available now, even if you don't have any, like even if you're a free-to-play player, so that is the recommended artifact on practically all of the teams. And that's kind of the crazy thing, like overcharge spell is just the best Dream Realm artifact we have right now, and that's why it felt really bad when free-to-play players didn't have access to it until 1 week later. And I hope in the future that I don't think the really powerful Dream Realm artifact should be gated behind that milestone rewards, because then is basically very difficult for those players to keep up. So this is a problem. Odie died pretty early on, and I guess that is going to be an issue with this team, but maybe at a lower resonating level it can work better, because with the level that I'm at, all of these teams are going to perform very differently compared to a lower level, and so I still wanted to include it because these are all of the teams which people have been sharing as doing the best for them. So you can give all of them a try depending on which heroes you have. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at, so those were all of the major free-to-play options. Now we're going to talk about the more pay-to-win options, and we're going to start it off with Loki's team. Loki's team did really well, but it has Sinbad. So if you have Sinbad and you have the overcharge spell, this is a team comp you can run. Basically no Shakir, but you're going to have Sonya buffing up Sinbad and Odie. with Mikola for healing and Coco for the damage reduction. But I think, you know what the problem, maybe because of Sinbad's debuffs, Odie is going to be able to survive because the attack debuff onto the boss will allow him to survive. Because otherwise, you're still going to have the same problem, which is that Odie can be killed in the back. But I think the Sinbad debuff is going to be enough, especially the fact that when he reapplies a debuff, it is going to be an even more powerful attack debuff onto the boss, and hopefully that will allow Odie to be living for longer. Yeah, like Odie is going to survive that hit. Yeah, Sinbad's debuffs are really useful for Lone Gaze, pre-Endless. When we get to Endless, again, probably he's going to be phased out, but this is an amazing team. Like, if you have Sinbad built, this is probably one of the top teams that you can run. And then finally Odie is going to die right at the end, but at that point, the damage is pretty much all done. And almost 85% of the boss's health with that team. Sinbad did a lot of damage as well. So that is a great team option if you have those heroes built. Okay, so now we have covered, that was a more budget version. Now we're going to go for the more pay-to-win teams. So there's 3 pay-to-win team options. One is, as you label, 100%, because a player has gotten 100% and cleared hard difficulty with this team. And we're going to try to do that at the end. So that will be the final team that I show you guys, but that is the most pay-to-win team. I'm going to first show you these other team formations, which are here. We have Indra's team, Coco up front, Reinier positions swap Talene, and Sonya buffing up Talene, and Mikola and overcharge spell onto the Sonya. So we're going to use that team and go ahead and go in. When I just realized, I think I didn't show the formations from the formation page, but I locked in the formations, so hopefully you guys were able to see it clearly where the position of all the heroes are. I'll recap all the formations at the end of the video, so don't worry about that. Okay, so this team is decent. The thing is, Talene necessarily isn't the greatest option for Lone Gaze, but if you have Talene built, she is still a hard-hitting damage dealer for pre-endless bosses, and she is going to deal a high amount of damage. Also with the Reinier charm effect. And as for the charms which are important for these teams, it depends. Your damage dealer, like if it's Odie, if it's Sinbad, if it's Talene, you want to have their charms. You also want to have Reinier charms. Those are pretty important if you're running Reinier, and Sonya charms as well. On top of that, Mikola Coco charms can be nice. But so this is the thing, right? Like, this is a Talene team, but it didn't even come close. Maybe it was related to RNG. It didn't even come close to the other team options that we showed you. And so Talene, yeah, she's just not the most suited to this boss, but I wanted to throw it in there because it is a team that has worked for other people. Okay, now we have Digital Decaf's team. This is a great team, and basically it is different to the 100% team. It isn't quite as good. However, it doesn't have Reinier. So if you don't have Reinier, but you have the twins, you have Sonya, you have Sinbad, this is a team you can try with the overcharge spell in the back. It's going to be Elijah in the back, Lila in the front, as you can see. Mikola up front and Coco in the upper left. And we're going to go ahead and run this team. Yeah, I mean, Coco charms don't really matter. Like in this team, you're not even taking advantage of the Coco charms at all. So maybe a different positioning could work. But Mikola charms probably don't matter too much either, because Mikola really isn't at a risk of dying, and it just gives her invincibility to the first fatal blow pretty much. But Sinbad, Sonya twin charms are really important for this boss. Yeah, as you can see, the twins go crazy in Lone Gaze, especially with Sinbad and Sonya. Crazy team comp. If you guys watched my previous video I uploaded, you also would have seen that Volca is doing really well in Endless of Dream Realm. Endless of the Lone Gaze. Oh, the twins actually died early here, which is not good. So I think this was a bad RNG run, because you would, unless the rest of the team can survive. It does get a new record, but people have gotten, like Digital Decaf got 94% with this team, so there is RNG involved in it. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to waste too many runs on it, because I want to use the overall 100% team. But I want to do a couple more runs just to show you like a good demonstration of what sort of score you can expect with this team. Okay, that was another bad run. We'll do 2 more. If they don't work, then I'll just move on to the 100% team and do all of our runs with that, trying to get a good run. Okay, that didn't work either. Yeah, I think the twins are still going to be RNG related, which means that other Sinbad Odie team that I showed you, that is a great option, because that safely got 85%. Okay, we're going to switch to the 100% team. So the 100% team is going to be this one. It is very similar, but no Mikola. You're going to have the Reinier instead. and position swapping the Sonya. Your Elijah is going to be in the back, Lila in the front with the overcharge spell. Again, probably there's going to be a lot of RNG involved in this. I have Coco Charms to give like the boost to Sinbad, although I don't think that really matters. Yeah, because I think it's only at the beginning of the match, right? For the first 8 seconds or something, he gets the shield and then it wears off. So I don't think Coco Charms really matter. I would just recommend the other heroes like the twins, Sonya, Sinbad, and Reinier Charms are all really important. So far so good. Huge damage burst so far and everyone is alive and no risk of dying. You don't want anyone to die because as soon as one of your allies dies, then the boss has a boosted defense and your damage output is going to be so much lower. So like right now we can't allow the twins to die. If the twins die here, okay, Coco gets a damage reduction. Yeah, okay, this is looking good. Twins haven't died and they're alive. Yeah, because you cannot afford to give him any of those buff stacks. There we go. This run is looking good. We're on track to get 100% as long as the twins don't go down right now. We have over 90% of the boss's health, 91%. Okay, we need the twins to just survive one more burst for the boss. Okay, the twins go down here and now, yeah, the whole team is going to wipe. So this is definitely clearly, as you can tell, consistently the top performing team. However, even if we take a look at this server here, okay, no one's defeated hard mode, but they have come close. So with the good RNG, this team can do it. This team can get the job done, but you need good RNG for it to happen. So we're going to skip a couple of runs. I'm not going to use all of my runs because I have a feeling there might be some other teams which come out later in the day. But consistently, this is getting a high score. So overall, this is the best team that you can be running if you have all of these heroes built and if you're at a pay-to-win like or spender level of resonating level. There we got new record. Okay, so we got top 1 with that. However, not enough to get the 100% clear. But I want to see what happened in this fight and how much more could we squeeze out. Because yeah, I've only seen one person show evidence of clearing the difficult, like moving on to hard mode today. And it was with this team. 100% clear. Or sorry, not moving on to hard mode. It would be moving on to hell mode, right? We're currently on? I don't even know. I think we're currently on hard mode. Or then moving on to epic mode or something. Yeah, there's one other mode before hell. But basically, someone has gone 100% of this boss today. And it was with this team composition. And it would come down to RNG in the end. Yeah, and the twins need to live. It's really important that the twins live at the end because they're the ones who are in the back and they're going to be targeted by the wolf. Because if the twins lived right here, it would be an easy clear. But the final nuking attack of the boss, we're gonna see it. Yeah, now his purple like spectral wolves, they're gonna kill my the Elijah in the back. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they kill. So you need to kind of like, or maybe, yeah, like everyone else survived. So the only way you can get 100%, honestly, is you would need the twins to live that final attack, which I don't think is possible. Like maybe plus 25. I don't know. I think you would just need amazing RNG. I'm not even going to do any more runs because honestly speaking, that is probably the cap potential I'm able to achieve on this account. But anyway, now we're going to recap all of the different team formations if you guys want to run them. So we can just go in and go show you over here. So the teams that I showed you guys were Vortex's team. This is the lineup, as you can see. And then we have Cheek's team, which is also pretty free-to-play friendly. And then we have Lanzola's team with the Kruger. This is a good team that you can run as well. We have Loki's team. I was most impressed by this team. If you have Sinbad and you don't have the twins or you don't want to go for that crazy RNG team, then go for that. But I guess if you have the twins and you have a high level, then you should just go for the twins comp. Then we have Indra's team. I was honestly not that impressed with this team. Talene just doesn't do that well in lone gaze, so I don't really recommend that, and that is basically it. So hopefully you guys are able to get a top score. If there are any major updates to the top teams, I will make another video about it, but hopefully you can use these teams. If you need a replacement for Sonya, think about using heroes like Shakira, Coco, Thorin. If you need a replacement for Reinier, sometimes Lily May will work, another damage dealer. These are basically the things you can think about when you're trying to just copy your team and do some replacements based on what you have. But hopefully some of these teams you're able to copy exactly and get a top score. But anyway guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.